Good morning, or good whatever part of the day you happen to be watching this video. Got a lot of dump trucks going by right now. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in and making it work. I'm Jimmy, and we are firing up a new week and a new day in the life of a flat rate mechanic. You're going to spend the day at work with me. I'm going to get paid. For you, it's no charge. We're going to see what we can do to get some people back on the road, keep things humming. We had a good week last week. I ended up with 64 hours last week. In spite of the first 3 days only having 20. It was a little slow at the beginning of the week, but came yesterday, worked on the project truck for about 7 hours. Got the front end all blocked out. If you see that video, it's coming up soon. Got a lot done on it, but we got more to do. What we're going to do now is enjoy the 46 degree morning. I only need a sweatshirt and a t-shirt today. I'm getting tougher. It's supposed to be 73 or 74 degrees today. Winter's over. Well, what we're going to do is stop flapping our gums and get to work. What do you say? Let's tighten up on the intros, make the content a little better audio-wise. We'll see what we can do. What do you say? Let's get the shop open up and get started. Stay tuned. What the heck is that for? Camera's up here. Anti-reflective. Look at this beauty. It is a cream puff. Been repainted. Got some small issues, but it's the world-renowned Genesis. V6, or is it V8? I don't know. Turbo charged. So you know it's high performance and fast. Black on black. BEA beautiful. 63,000 miles. Oh, that's nice. I'm gonna give it an 8. Pretty clean car. Customer wants to know, should I do my 60,000 mile service and what will it cost? Nothing really wrong with it. No lights are on. Blinker works. Headlights. High beams. So I'm going to do a full inspection. We'll check on the maintenance intervals. And we're going to do manufacturer's recommended maintenance. And we're going to also keep in mind that Jesus loves us. So we'll see what happens with this car. I'm going to look it over real quick and we'll go over any work we get, of course. And I'll show you if something more happens with it. We're going to get the DS600 hooked up to this 2019 Genesis. Got my dongle inside in the dash. Ignition's on. Should talk to it, fill in the vehicle information for us, and we'll see if it's got any codes. There's no lights on the dash, but I wanted to try out the scan tool, see how it works. Hyundai Korea, Hyundai I+. Interesting. 16 pin. Automatically search. General area, US. Health report. It'll go through and scan all the modules, verify what's going on. No codes, no codes, no codes, which is what I expected. I'm going to change the brightness of the screen up just a little bit in the settings menu once this is done. I got to also correct the time. It's an hour fast. Like all of my preferred scan tools, this has the ability to send a report. Just got to fill in your information. It'll tell you can put in pre-scan, post-scan, before, meaning before repairs, after repairs. Has the model. The mileage shows differently than what's on the dash. It happens with a lot of scan tools I have. Which one's accurate, I couldn't begin to tell you. But I'll correct the mileage to show what it shows on the dash, which is about 63,000. And I'll be able to send a report to the front desk so we have it in our records. It will prompt you to put in the email you want to send it to, or you can send it in a text as well. Once you press that share button, it'll prompt you what email you want to send it to. Go ahead and do that. You can send it as save it as a PDF in the tool. Very capable tool. Like most of my scan tools, I've been really good lately. What I do like about this over the DS300 is the screen's much bigger. Of course, you give up your manual buttons, or analog buttons if you want to call them. You give those up, but you get a screen that's quite a bit larger. It is a little more expensive, and it also does have a fancier kickstand instead of a metal wire. It has a molded plastic kickstand, and I like that you can adjust it. It stays pretty well. It's pretty firm, so you can set the angle of your screen. So I'm done with this car. I want to do a preliminary use of the scan tool and just see how it goes. So that's pretty cool. I'm ending my session. It's going to remind me to get my dongle out of the car. Now I do want to go to settings, if I can find it. I thought it would have been under you. Oh, America. There you go. New York. So we got that. I want to brighten up the screen. Let's find out where that is. You can change the time to 24-hour format. You can change the metric if you want. Here it is, brightness. I like a little on the brighter side because in the state of Florida, sometimes you're out in the sun, and if the screen isn't really bright, the sun will cast it over and you won't be able to see the screen very well. Cool. On to the next diag with it. We'll do something that actually has a problem. This is the preliminary. It's the first time I'm using this tool after booting everything up yesterday. Here we go. Tune up. Transmission service. Got to take the plenum off to get to one spark plug. The other 5 you can get to. Look at this little rascal in here. Someone's been in here already and tuned it up, by the way. It's like at 60,000 miles. She wants to do 60,000 mile service, and spark plugs, transmission service, and an induction service is what we're doing. But looking at this now, if you look real close, someone's been in here. There's even a bolt missing from the wiring harness. Huh. This is the point where you contemplate trying to talk someone out of something they think they need, or just go ahead and doing it. Very odd. That is a plastic mount. Okay, it just holds. Holy moly! These radiator hoses go through this molded plastic branch that clamps to the bolts to the motor there. Holy moly! All it is. Holy wow! Can't imagine what that costs when it goes out. Someone changed that one coil. Maybe this coil too. That coil looks new. So someone fixed the misfire, but not sure yet if they did the plug. So I'm going to pull a plug out. From what I'm told, we're doing it either way. So I'll just feel better if they don't look absolutely brand new. I'm going to take this bolt out of here to get this loose a little bit, to get this off. After that, I'm hoping I can just take the bolts out and the brace bolt and kind of lift it up to get that coil out. The rest of them I think I can get too. About to find out how sneaky I can be. Oh, that's a 10. That's not that sneaky, is it? I'm going to save the 12 just in case I need it. We're going to do whatever we got to do to get up in there and look at these plugs. I could just pull one out of the other side, but we're doing it already anyway. So it's coming apart. Then we'll look at the plugs. Bye. Man, goodness gracious, does it really need to go on that far? Maybe if I pop this out, it'll help. The vacuum line. Oh, that's the electrical connector, I guess. Yeah. This harness is wrapped pretty tight into some spots. Won't let that stop me. Wow, that's crazy. Got the 14 out of here. Got the other bolt with a magnet. Now, hose, that hose, might need to take this off here so nothing bad happens to it. Ugh, man, you gotta flex that. It's just a piece of plastic. None of this stuff's designed to last past the second tune-up anyway, so we're on borrowed time anyway. We're gonna I think this is attached to the plenum, so once I find all the plenum bolts around here, we might be in business. Now, I don't want to take the hoses off of there. There's some tins hidden under here. I think this one's got to come out too. There's a couple of them down here that hold wiring harnesses and stuff. Let me get a non-wobbly. There's a lot of intricate things going on. Let me get the magnet. These have the insulators on, kind of keep it in there a little bit. Not really, just kind of. I'll wait and see. How about that? This one's a little stud. It's just a little tiny nut I don't want to drop. Another one here. Now these look like there might be something in there, but there isn't. They're just a hole from a mold or something, I guess. Now, that bolt was good and tight, I'll tell you that much. Oh. I love stuff like that. One bolt under this little cushion, which is not really wanting to pop out of there too good. But all I need is access to it. Another stud. Yeah, that's probably come out of it, right? What do you think? Oh man, that's coming right out of there. Spark plugs aren't here yet, but I got intake gaskets, which they look brand new. Honestly, looking in there with a mirror and someone just did all this work. I think they might have been here for a misfire, not necessarily a tune-up. Have I mentioned that yet? All right, let's get a coil out and look. Stop procrastinating. Pop this electrical block out of the electrical connector. Now I can open it up. It's probably not much to get the plenum the rest of the way out of my way, but it's enough that it's not worth doing it, because there's plenty of room the way it is right now. Believe it or not, it might not look like it, but you always want to inspect these boots, make sure there's no discoloration. The best thing, when it takes a little bit of work like this, which it took 10 minutes to get it off, but the best thing is to replace these boots, and something that's really hard to get at too with the spark plugs, but it says Kia on the boot, Kia on the coil, so it's either done at Kia or they use Kia parts, which is the best case scenario. 14mm plug it looks like in there. Sounds like my battery's dying. Oh yeah, one dot. It is a 16mm plug, by the way, 5/8. Looks are deceiving. Oh, they are original plugs. Okay. That's weird someone would go through the trouble of fixing coils and not. Alright, moving on. These coils are different. They have dots on the top and different boots. So they must have changed the coils on that bank and not the plugs. The center plug had a carbon track on it a little bit. But it wasn't misfire and there's no codes. I pulled the codes before doing any work on this using that new scan tool. I put it on there just to start that video. Not because there's a problem. And I even sent a report, no codes in any modules. Just waiting on plugs and we can start putting this thing back together. Let's see if they're new on this side first. What do you say? Nope. Interesting. I'm guessing we're going to have another short video today. Last week's videos made up for it though. They were super long. Just got my spark plugs 2 minutes ago. I've been sanding on the project truck, making video for that. You do watch the project truck videos, right? Let's get these plugs in here. We're going to do a transmission service too. And Fast and Furious Honda Civic guy. Hopefully this won't take too long. The transmission service is done in the pan on this. There's special adapters. I gotta see if I even have the right adapters, but that's a different bridge for a different job. We got NGK, and they came in boxes that say Genesis on it. Literally OEM spark plugs. I guess that's what took so long, because these shouldn't be hard to get, these spark plugs, I wouldn't think. It's an NGK SIL ZFR 7A with a 9G underneath it. I don't know what that all means. Sounds like a complicated part number. I bet you it crosses over to something that's at every auto parts store nearby, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to row my boat. Not up to me. What are some of the other expressions? I forget them. I got so many of them, I forget them all. So we got 6 sparkulators going in, and this doesn't have a sparkle whirler. This is distributorless ignition. We use the crank sensor to read crank position and fire the spark plugs. No worries. I'm going to use a manual ratchet on this just because of how confined the area is. But I'll spin them in with power tools. Not a lot of room because someone didn't want to take the plenum all the way off. Yeah, I got body filler dust all over me. Already put dielectric grease on these, so we should be in good shape with that. They're the two hard ones. The rest of them practically fall on there. You hardly even have to tighten them. The 14 in the front. The 10 goes down here in the brace, but we got to get the throttle body first. That's what these bolts are for. You guys are killing me. This. Turn burgers. Woo! We. Get that manifold torque down there.
Uh-oh, can't have my socket back. It's over. Oh, there it is. 8 manifold fasteners.
We can disconnect these hoses. These brackets to do. Oh, I'm missing a bolt, that's right, because one of them was already missing. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Customer had is a friend of Joe's friend. Bought a Mercedes about 1.5 years ago. I gotta put these plugs in still. And be real careful with these bolts. Bought a Mercedes. And kind of bought my toolbox. So he bought this Mercedes used, like a 2014 SUV. Didn't have it a week, the motor blew up. Probably why the guy was selling it. So our estimate was too high, so we took it to another shop. Some of you that have been watching a while might remember that Mercedes. I needed an engine. I mentioned it. I didn't work on it because it's Joe's friend. But so they took it to another shop that was cheaper, and they've had it since then, which was 1.5 years ago. Still not running. They put the engine in, and then they said there's something wrong with the transmission. So until he gets it running, he went out and bought a 15-year-old BMW to drive in the meantime. He's bringing it in. There's something wrong with it. What's funny is neither of these vehicles he bought did he bring in to have checked first. And both of them are 15-year-old. Well, the Mercedes was a 14 or so. That's 11 years old at the time. But that's a rough deal, you know, setting yourself up like that on those old European cars. You buy it for $5,000, it needs a $12,000 engine. Could have bought a $17,000 one that would be at least a little newer. And that way it would only need an engine 50% of the time. Oh, and this thing's going to be running like a champ momentarily. I'm going to look up the transmission service method on this. Sometimes they have weird rules, but for the most part, you take the drain plug out. There's 2 plugs in a pan. Take the drain plug out, let all the fluid run out. Put the drain plug in, take out the fill plug, push fluid in with your tool while you have the engine off, and if fluid starts coming out, or you get a hard time getting the fluid in, if you're going by the quantity that it holds when you do a drain and fill, you could put the 4 quarts in or so, they say, fire it up, take your tool off, and fluid should just trickle out. A lot of cars work that way, and I'm pretty sure that's how this one works. We're going to see. Boom, last bolt. Now luckily, level drain says it right on the pan. Can't beat that with a stick. All I need is like an 8mm Allen, it looks like. We'll drain it. We'll see what threads are in the level check. You put your tool in here to fill it from here, and you drain it from here, but you put that plug back in to adjust the fluid level. Otherwise fluid will come out. There's a tube in the pan, so with the engine running, the fluid will be about level with the tube in here. And the correct tool will let you overfill it, and then you pull your tool out and it'll drain to the right level. Now there's different temperatures. They want you to cycle a shifter, a lot of detailed stuff they want you to do. So I'm going to do the 0.8 version. Not going to make that mistake again. Watch your head. You have to keep in mind too, this is plastic, this pan, so be gentle. Fluid looks like brand new. You know what? This is going to be brand newer. Supposedly 3.7 liters, give or take. A lot of fluid came out of there. If I was a guessing man, I'd say more than 3.7 liters. Got a bunch of adapters here. Keep everything in that 5-gallon pail. I turn it over to set the pump on top of it, but I'm trying to find the plug. I think this is rubber here, but I think that's the right thread. Should work. do, I'll put about 3 quarts in there, let it down, start it up, put the rest of the, I'm going to put 4 quarts in it because 3.7 liters is what I'm reading. So I think about 4 quarts will work. Maybe I'll put 4.5. Pull my tool out with the engine running, let it level, put the plug back in. It's going to be very, very, very nice. These little Work Pro pliers are kind of handy. You don't feel like going back to your car to get a wrench? Pretty cool. Handy little guys, I guess. A lot of people like to go hiking and stuff use those, but mechanics can use them too. Now, gotta pump this by hand. Gotta open this up. It's got a valve you have to open. I'll put a good amount of this fluid in. We'll leave about a quart in the tool probably. We'll let it down and fire it up. And I'll put a low-rise drip pan underneath so that when I pull that out it's going to drip, but I can't have the oil drain under it letting the car down and stuff. I think I might just put it all in, fire it up, shift it to the gears, let it warm up a few minutes, then take the tool off and drain out the excess. If it is over, it's going to be a half a quart or so over, not a lot. If it's under, and we got a predicament, we got to go get more fluid. What's up, Milanovic? I knew I smelled cigarette smoke. Crazy Europeans. Huh? Mine? It's at 383. Stroke the motor, baby. Guys online hate when you call it a stroker motor, so that's why I call it.
Give us a tour.
Huh?
Don't give us a tour. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Once I get this drain plug in. Huh? I can't hear you.
Joey's already fucking with your car.
One of his favoriteest things to do. Oh, man.
Her name is Sasha, by the way.
What?
Her name is Sasha.
Okay.
That's what the customer likes to call her. Just thought I'd tell you so that when you're working on her and laying the magic on her, you know, you're like,
Laying
Sasha, you baby girl.
I've been caressing her for 6 hours now,
I know.
just because I can't let her go.
I know. It's my fault.
Plus I couldn't get parts other than that though. That's why. That trickle you saw is fluid moving around in the pan. If it was overfilled, it would be coming out the size of that drain hole. So we're good. We are good. This car's a road test away from being done. We got a sweet, sweet 2010 Honda Accord. Show call. Kinda. I get a little bit of a glaucoma treatment, so that's good. You always need that to make sure that your baby is not going to have glaucoma. It's very important because you don't want your kids having vision problems at an early age. This is this poor car's been through some stuff. 198,921 flash and check engine light misfiring miles. Engine's clacking and banging and don't sound too good. I'm gonna put the scanner on. He wants the AC checked, a clicking noise in the suspension checked, and a check engine light checked. We're checking some stuff. Someone's been working on it. You saw the orange silicone. I thought it was kind of funny, but it's really not funny. I feel kind of bad for people when you know, stuff's expensive and keeping up is expensive, and letting it go this far doesn't make it cheaper. So we'll see what happens. Gotta do an inspection. Gotta give it a love rating of 3. I finally got that other tune-up done. That was cool. That was from 8 o'clock this morning until 3:30, but we'll see if we can figure this guy's car out for him, give him an estimate, and maybe get it fixed up. I mean, we're definitely capable of fixing it. The problem is, if you give someone a $5,000 or $6,000 or $8,000 estimate, you know what I mean? But we'll see. I'll try to avoid it, but I can't make any promises at this point. She's rough. That's what I'm saying. No oil in the dipstick. That's the first thing I want to check. Before we get you crazy running a lot. It doesn't have any oil in it that we can read anyway. Get this thing up in the air. See what we got. Look out, the po-po. 50, 50, 50. You can't have a Honda without drilled and cross-slotted rotors. Or you just call them drilled and slotted? Needs brakes. Just about to kiss it. Yeah. It's got 1 or 6 oil leaks. It's coming from everywhere. That's not... The orange silicone kind of gave me a hint something was wrong. No cotter pin in this ball joint. And the bushing looks like it's blown out. But it was changed at some point. So was the strut. That's interesting. This oil leak is really bad. It looks like the oil filter housing, possibly cam seals, oil pump. It's coming from up top too. That's the, he said the axle clicks, he thinks too, and there's grease coming out of that boot. So I'm gonna say that axle's bad. And if you can see, that ball joint's bad. I gotta check the uppers. Whew, this thing's rough. It needs tires, of course, you know. Wouldn't be any fun if the tires were good. So, my goodness gracious. I mean, do I keep looking and keep adding to the estimate? It's just, he said he has an extended warranty on this thing. Who's gonna pay? You or Endurance? Yeah. You. That's who's you. Because you either paid Endurance up front or you're gonna pay when they decline authorization. Why is someone would sell an extended warranty on a 200,000 mile Honda? I don't know. But that's not up to me, is it? My job's to see what's wrong, make recommendations,
Did they give me the number?
and go from there. That's my job. This thing's rough. Let's see what kind of codes we got. Throw a little oil in it. Maybe we can run it some more. He wants the AC looked at, but I can't, in good conscience, run that engine misfiring and pouring oil out everywhere without fixing some of that stuff to do the AC properly, AC diag properly. If I've rushed through that and I'm wrong, it's my fault. Auto search. It's going to come up with really tired Honda Accord. I'll give this thing a minute. 2 of them will chit-chat a while. See what kind of codes we got. I'm guessing we're going to have a lot. Someone's been working on it. Looks like valve covers were replaced at some point. and the throttle body, but this orange silicone on here, that's a telltale sign that something's not been done right. I got the key on, let's make sure. Yep. I like the orange accents on this, by the way, too. Happens to be one of my favorite colors. Get box info failure. The ALDL, the dongle won't really stay in the ALDL, it falls out. I don't know what's going on with that. But it fit tight in the other car. You could also have a problem with the OBD2 connector in this, but I'm not sure. The light's on. Isn't that something? But I can't talk to the PCM. Yep, I'm going to end my diagnostic session. I'm going to go OBD2. See if that'll work. This is a new customer, so I don't know if it has an ongoing problem with the OBD2 port. Cylinder 3, cylinder 6, multiple misfires, 3 and 6, multiple misfires, cat code, idle control system, cylinder 3. So 3 and 6 is where we need to concentrate. We'll send a report. We're going to take a look at cylinders 3 and 6, maybe pull a couple coils out and see. There's something about oil in the spark plug wells. Could definitely cause a misfire. But so can a 200,000 mile engine that hasn't seen a whole heck of a lot of love. 108 pounds of compression is not what I really wanted to see. But it's not zero, so it's doing something. I'm going to move a coil while I got it out. Hair coming. Where's the hair? That's from Ryan. You Tarzan, son of a gun.
Well, I appreciate you calling me back. I'll let you know. Okay, I'll
Move from 3 to 2 to see if we get a misfire code on cylinder 2. I can't bring up manufacturer specific data for some reason, but OBD2 gives me codes too. I'm going to put a quart of oil in it and run it and see how it sounds. It's going to be like Royalty Motors with retakes. The mic wasn't working. It wasn't working in manufacturer Honda. It worked in OBD2, but now suddenly it's working in Honda. So we're going to take a look. We're going to do a full scan, all the codes for all the modules, send them a report on that, recommend an oil pressure test, and if the oil pressure is good, probably a valve adjustment. Since I had the spark plugs out, this one wasn't tight. I tightened it up. The cylinder only had 108 pounds of compression. The 2 quarts of oil is probably helping too. Because what happens is the cam phasers need oil pressure to do what they do. Even though oil pressure technically unlocks it, without oil pressure in there, anything could happen. That thing could have been on the highway and stayed unlocked and not gone back in the lock position because the oil pressure is low. So who knows? It'll have a code for it. Misfire 3-6 random, 3-6 random. Air fuel sensor high voltage. ABS codes, internal failure of airbag unit. PCM, oh my goodness gracious. I will send a report. It says 320,000 miles here and 198,000 on the dash. Let me see what they want to do if they want to go further with this thing. It needs some work. I'm going to let you have 2 at the same time, I guess. That's interesting. My check engine light is blinky blink. And I feel it's got like a little bit of a rolling misfire, like one cylinder is maybe not contributing. The scan data is not showing it. Well, you're saying it's 6 unplugged. Interesting. Let's pull the number 6 spark plug out, but why it's not showing, I have no idea. Pull the coil off because number 6 made no difference. That was one of the offending cylinders. I'll try a wobbly. Peace out. Normally I'll take 2 separate 3-inch extensions, one wobbly, one regular. Get the plug in, the socket in the plug hole. It's usually a little short. I do want to look and make sure there's not. I blew the spark plug well out to make sure there isn't too much oil in there. Yeah, the none comes out of the spark plug. You don't want to let the cylinder flood with oil, although it'll help compression. Let's see what the spark plug looks like on this cylinder. I should probably be wearing my mic now, but it needs to be charged. So. It burned me about 3 minutes worth of video I was filming. The mic turned itself off somehow. That must have been because the battery was low. But I didn't do a second take. I just basically made, oh, that's not good. That's the offending cylinder, and that means the rings are all carboned up and sludged up, and it basically needs an engine. That's what I was thinking anyway. And Ryan's already pricing that up. He's at like $12,000. So I'm going to show him the spark plug, because a picorich ore is worth at least 3 or 4 words, and we'll see what happens with this car. Of course, I'll show you guys. Keep in mind too, the reason that this is flagging 3 and 6 is because 6 has no compression, and 3 and 6 are on the same crank journal, so it's kind of dragging 3 behind 2. You're talking about, you know, hundreds of thousandths of seconds, very microseconds basically. That's why it's flagging 6 and 3. 3 had 108 pounds of compression. I'm guessing 6 has 0. I'm not even going to bother put my gauge in it. If you know anything about reading a spark plug, that's no longer coming to the party, that cylinder. You can see how straight this thing is now. It's going to be perfect. Look out, Riddler Award. Jimmy's going to make it work at the Riddler. No, he's not. Thanks for watching today, guys. I really appreciate your company. Not a very exciting day. We got a few things done, though, and that's what matters. We got a couple of Silverados for tomorrow. We'll see what happens with those in the morning. I'm not going to work on them now. They're hanging around all day doing nothing, not about to work late. That's how it works. So let's hook the like button on the way out if you got something from today's video. Subscribe if you're new. Don't forget, we got an Amazon store, Sticker Mule store. We want to sell you tons of stuff and become rich beyond our wildest dreams. Not really. Just want to keep the lights on. Hope I see you in another video. You're awesome.